Folks, good morning and welcome back to the channel. So I saw a few people were saying the gain on the microphone was a little bit low. That may be because I accidentally nudged the gain down. So thank you for letting me know about that. Let me know what you're sipping on this morning. I'm sipping on a cup of tea, as you can hear. And I'm drinking tea because I'm giving the coffee a little bit of a week break because I'm feeling that week break will make me enjoy the coffee more. As time goes on, those kind of little breaks. So we have gone full circle. We are back at the blacklisting wallet, and there's a lot of things that have transpired in the past 24 hours. So buckle up, hold on tight, because we're going for a ride. So to understand everything that's going on, we need to understand about the recent past proposal. Now, I voted yes on this for the simple fact that proposal to blacklist wallet, not an actual blacklist being generated, but the simple blacklisting of one wallet. The issue is when you introduce a list, all sorts of different things come into it. When it comes down to proposals, you've got to be very finite in as to what you're trying to achieve there. So something that we need to understand is there is a battle going on, and there's a battle to get this reversed, and the battle is strong to get this reversed, I must say. And there's some things that have happened, and for me, these really attribute to making the next decision on this. And we're going to be going through the motions here, like I said, so buckle up for the ride. So at some point in the last 24 hours, this person has taken it upon themselves to go to CoinMarketCap and go to CoinGecko to supposedly accurately display the true circulating supply. This is actually false. The reason why this is false is because the blacklist itself isn't implemented. It's not functioning. It doesn't exist yet. It's not in the system. So what does this mean when we really boil it down? It means the coins can still circulate, thus still being part of the circulating supply. The scariest part here is that is all it took to get this information changed and falsified was one person and a text proposal that hasn't even been implemented, let alone a text proposal being manual into implementation anyway. And with this comes a very slippery slope. And I understand, I get it, you're all very happy, and I'm not against this. What I'm against is false information being displayed and then a false narrative being pushed off of that, which will inevitably lead to the removal of what's being implemented, right? Because it's not certain whether it's going to get implemented yet. And the reason why I say this is on the discussion forums currently, we can see messages from Iron Man saying about implementing this is a big no-no and they may as well just burn them instead of implementing a blacklist, i.e. they're not confident with implementing it. Thus, it's not being implemented yet. Now we're back at the scenario, right, where this proposal's up, which will nullify the blacklisting. So therefore, the coins are still in circulation, they're still in the supply, and they can still readily move, right? The people who supposedly own this aren't even Risk Harbor. It's like a group of people who are associated with Risk Harbor, and it's all very confusing at this point. My honest opinion with USTC is I hate it, I hate it, and I hate it, and I just want to see the back end of it. We've seen failed repeg after failed repeg after failed repeg after money going out, and I just want to see the focus just go on LUNC. And that's my own honest opinion. Everybody knows that I've always been ropey with USTC. So like I was saying, this is a slippery slope. And the reason why I say this is because it's a false representation of the supplies. If we go and we look on CoinMarketCap now, we can see the circulating supply is showing as 8.9 billion. But if we go to an on-chain metric site, we can see the supply is actually 9.7 billion. And this is a huge lie. It's a huge lie for the simple fact that, for instance, right, it's not being implemented. So therefore, the coins can still circulate. We are lying. And the biggest issue is, like I said with this, it's a slippery slope, right? Because then you get people like Matthew Perry who are like, this is the best thing ever to have happened, and doesn't understand that, guess what? It's not been implemented. Guess what? You've actually provided more false information by doing this. And this isn't a dig at Matt. I love him to bits, but this is what it boils down to when you don't really understand that, hey, this hasn't been implemented. And hey, the supply reduction hasn't really changed. And then what happens is, right, let's put ourselves in the worst case scenario right now. The blacklisting gets nullified. And the reason why I say this being the worst case scenario is because, right, you've got to then go and revert all of these changes you've made. You've got to go and get this changed here. You've got to get it changed on CoinMarketCap. You've got to revert this. And then you've got people like this who have put a video out, which more or less puts us all in a very, very ropey position as to which we could see a huge price dump on our coin again when we've just come out of a really bad time. And it's not your fault. It's not. It's recklessness. It's jumping the gun. It's acting way before something's even been implemented. So for example, right, let's say it doesn't get nullified. The blacklist goes through. Bish bash bosh, cross the T's, dot the I's. Then yeah, it would have been okay to do this. But even if you look in the proposal, for example, that has passed, it states in there about changing the circulating supply, but it doesn't say anywhere that it's going to be one person that is going to go and change the circulating supply prior to implementation, right? For me, the only way I want to see these supplies change, and many people are going to agree with me, many validators are going to agree with me, is through the enactment of the implementation of that blacklisting. The wallet becomes blacklisted, which confirms the coins cannot circulate anymore, right? And once again, it takes someone like me, and people are more or less, they're going to be like, oh, you know, he's against the burning, he's against the blacklist. I'm not. I just want to see the back end of all of this. We dealt with this with the multi-signature wallet for months and months and months. It led to nothing, and we're doing it again. We could all be doing so much more than just like arguing, bickering, and all of these different things over something that's completely out of our control. And once again, chaos is going to be caused because everybody's going to have something to say about this. I would be very surprised, right, if everybody's just going to be like, yeah, this is cool, because if anybody understands this blockchain in the same way that I do, which is the majority of the validators on chain, they would know that this has been falsified. It's not correct. If you query the blockchain, you're going to get a different number. And that's why this total supply is showing here. Now, some developers are going to sit there and going to say, hey, Jay, we can't query the chain for a circulating supply. No, we can't, right? But people who have been around as long as me can take the circulating supply, do a bit of maths, do a bit of adding, do a bit of subtracting, this, that, and the other, minus outpulls, apples, whatever, and we can get that number. The issue is, right, it has to be done through the blockchain. No one on this planet should be able to go to CoinMarketCap, go to CoinGecko and say, hey, here's my text proposal, right? Let's reduce the circulating supply by 800 million. I'm honestly shocked that CoinMarketCap have done this without even seeing a governance vote. Because in the worst case scenario, this is something that should have been an option, right? If the blacklisting was rejected, if it got nullified, well, you could propose to just remove those 800 million USTC by asking CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. But instead, we haven't seen that. It was a centralized decision behind the scenes, and it was way before the implementation of anything. Still now, when this video comes out, there's no blacklist being implemented. It's definitely on pause right now until, oh, you guessed it, until this is either a yes or a no. So once again, right, who's the bad person here? Who's the person who's got you all excited? Who's the one who's getting YouTubers to make videos about something that's completely inaccurate from start to beginning? And who's the one who's going to have to reverse everything that they've said and upset the community? Because it's certainly not me at this point, right? This is very immature. And for me, it just goes to show once again the sheer lack of intelligence some people carry with them. They can't think that far, and they're so desperate, right, for people to do something. And it doesn't matter if we have to jump the gun or if it's going to be a yes or a no. We're going to get it done. It doesn't work like that. This is DeFi, not your fi, not you and your friends' fi. We're a decentralized chain. If one person doesn't respect governance, the next person's not going to respect governance. And then the validators aren't going to respect it. And the dev teams aren't going to respect it. And they're all at this level where nobody trusts each other. And it's decisions like these that lead to these kind of historical accounts where people pop in the future and they're like, oh, you know, this person's really good. And go, well, yeah, you know, they did this in the past and they've jumped the gun before. And this is not what we need. It's not what we need. We don't need this false hope narrative being provided. We need to be building things, providing tools to the community instead of just a hammer and going to, here's the hammer, here's the chain, you can stake, see you later. And then letting you bicker and argue over 800 million USTC. It's crazy. $2.4 million in funding and nothing's ever materialized. It's insane. Folks, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. Let me know what you think about this. It's really important that you understand that you can't do things like this. And it really comes down bite to crunch. The person jumped the gun, right? They should have waited, and it should have been a governance decision. And these things, right, when you make a decision like this, you need to describe it down to the T. I've said this a few times, right? If you're going to write a proposal and you aim to get from A to Z, I want to know every single letter along that route. I want to know everything you intend to do. I want to know the expectations. I want to know the deliverables, and I want it to be down to a T. I don't want to vote on something where you're going to chop and change things as you go and go, well, you know, yeah, well, we kind of meant this, but we kind of meant that. And well, we didn't say that in the proposal. And oh, well, we didn't put that in. It doesn't work like that in the real world. And it shouldn't work like that in DeFi. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. Big slurp.